Hello and welcome to Agneta, the only guest here today, but it's a good guest. And today we are going to talk a little about how to communicate with your horse. And Marina and I have done a lot of things around this from the bottom and all the way up. And today we just thought that we were going to discuss how we can communicate with a horse. What is the groundwork? What can we do? How can we talk to them?
If we jump right into it, I think one of the biggest, from my standpoint, one of the most important things when we want to understand, read a horse and then understand it, and then based on that, know how to communicate, is that we show up really in the present moment with our focus. That means when we're with the horse, we're with the horse. We're not even 2 minutes in the past thinking about the drive to the stables. We're not 2 seconds in the future thinking, what am I going to do with my horse in 5 minutes? But we're really 100% of our focus is in the moment. And for humans that are used to multitasking and under the illusion that they can be more efficient that way, it doesn't work with horses. It may work in the human world, but it doesn't work with horses because your horse is in the present moment. And in order to communicate with the horse or know what he needs from you, you need to be there, because he or she could be talking to you and you're missing it, or you just miss something, and that can change the whole trajectory of a conversation. So that would be my first most important ground thing, as you said, Anna, is to be there where your horse is.
Yeah, and maybe we should introduce ourselves because maybe somebody out there
who doesn't know?
look
Yep,
at that.
that's
Yeah,
perfectly possible.
maybe we should do that. So please introduce yourself.
Yeah, my name is Marina Parris, and I'm a passionate horse lover, passionate horse person for about, I think, 20 years now. 20 years now. I come from the corporate world, but I discovered my passion with horses, and I'm very grateful to be doing what I'm doing. I basically have two areas. One is the area as a horse facilitated coach that's helping people lead a heart-based life, or people have problems in life. It may sound awkward, but I can work with the horse and so that they find solutions to any problem that they have. And the other part is working with horse owners, or horse caretakers, I like to say is a better word for me, and helping them to better understand their horses so that they can really tap into the potential of this horse-human relationship, because so much is possible. So much is possible. And we have the key in our hand to open the doors to some magical experience. And that's my goal.
Yeah, thank you. And I'm Axell, and I help anxious Christians to get back on the horse again. And I do that also to make them communicate with their horse and see it from another perspective. I think a lot of people today are stressed and have, as Marina said, a lot in their head, and they are not in the moment with the horse. So we have to think that we can back it up a little and take it easy and read the horse, because they are telling us so much. Yeah, so what should we talk about? I was just thinking maybe Agneta has some questions. Do you have that for us so we can answer them?
Since I'm a riding school rider since 8 years back in time, and I have had 33 years when I didn't ride, so it's sort of a new thing to me coming back to this, and I usually most ride dressage, and of course this thing that you can read the horse is very, you can say, difficult in riding school area, because there are so many different horses, so many different people caring about them, and so etc. So you never know what's happening, what they have been through in their life either, and you don't know
That's right.
why they might be with their ears back some days and very glad and other days, and etc. So it's a very interesting topic, I think. Therefore, I was here to listen to maybe how can I read my riding school horses in the best way.
That is a very, very good question. Because many riding schools have their horses. They are working through the hours when a lot of people come, and there's different riders on them. So as you said, it can be difficult to read a riding school horse. And I have seen also a lot in riding schools. Many horses are aggressive when you come with the saddle, and they don't want to go, and because that is for the riding school, they have to keep on going. They have to earn money so they can feed the horses, and they can have their pay. It has to just go round, and the horses is not so much spoken to. They're just doing their job.
I don't think they get asked. That's the difference.
No, that's right.
When you have your own horse, if it has its ears back or it's having an off day or something, then you can respect that opinion. And ideally, a riding horse is not riding at its limit either, so they can say, okay, this horse is a bit funny today, let's put him back in the herd and let's get another one. And I don't think a lot of those have a luxury of doing that. But I do believe that as a consumer, so to speak, if we go to a riding school to get back into riding again, then we have the right to say, hey, this horse is a bit funny. Just let me take 10 more minutes. I know the lesson you want to move on, but I'd like to take 10 more minutes to get a little more comfortable and to get the horse in a place where it's also comfortable to be with me. And I think there we can make a big difference. Yeah, because we're going there. We want to, like you said, Anya, you want to get back into the riding, but we can also select which school do we go to, what sort of way of working with horses are we supporting by showing up there. And sometimes I find it that we begin to have a voice for the horse. If we ourselves don't feel comfortable getting on the horse, or we feel it's a bit too funny today or too aggressive, then I wouldn't feel good getting on a horse. I wouldn't, in the past, I didn't think that way. I wasn't aware of anything. You just think they have to function, but now I have a different opinion because it's become important to me with my own horses to give them a voice. Because like you said, they're talking to us all the time.
I also think that you can avoid a lot of accidents. Because when you're reading the horse and you can see something is wrong and you just hesitate and don't go up on the back, you can avoid these confrontations when you sit on the horse and you just say, come on, we are going to ride today. I have thought that we are going on a hack today, so you just do what I say. But if the horse is saying no thank you today, and you hesitate and you do something other with the horse, you maybe have you don't, it's not that dangerous, because if you just press the horse to do the things all the time that you want to, someday maybe it's say enough is enough.
Yes, and I can just say that, of course, my first years when I come back, it was more like, I was back in my own thoughts of riding when I was in the 30s and now when I'm 70. So it's
wow, cool.
So it's I think very much when I take care of the horse and I listen and I see that, okay, now this horse is not so willing to lift his back hooves or something, but that has been a problem before. Then I contact the the riding school personnel, and they just have to come to look if there's something wrong. But so I'm very observant, I must say, nowadays. And then if I feel that I got a horse that is a little bit more afraid today with everything, then I just think for myself that, okay, I try to ride, and if it's not possible, then I can always go off the horse.
Exactly.
And just quit the lesson, so to speak. So I'm very prepared to do that, even if the riding teacher says something else. Then I just say that, no, I don't want to continue.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, so that is my own decisions. I now feel that I have the own authority to make my own decisions about. And even if you do you can say a certain exercise that I think that this leg yield is too much for this horse today, and then I just do something else. I just go straight, or I skip it, so that I don't force him to do, or her, something that is today is problematic. So it's or if I don't give the right aids anyway, so it could be my fault also. So then I do something else. So
that's brilliant.
Yeah, that's
so
fantastic.
That is my philosophy for the riding for now, that I think more of the horse.
But maybe also we are a bit more when we get older, that we think we doing what we want to, instead of when we are young. Maybe we listen more to what other people thinks and say. But when you have been with horses for a long time, you start to listen. You start to listen to your gut feeling,
right?
Because you get it. You get it from the horse. But when you are young and you get this gut feeling, you think, oh no, I can't do anything. I have to ride because all of the people is looking at me, and they don't listen to their own gut feeling.
I think that's one of the biggest ones. You may not be able to explain why something is off or why you don't want to get on, but something inside of you is, it's a little voice that speaks to us. And somebody says, what's the big problem? I don't see anything wrong with those. It doesn't matter. It's what you're getting inside of yourself. So I didn't listen to it once, and I came flying off, and my gut feeling told me not to get on.
But
I
you
got
did
on
it anyway.
I overrode my gut feeling, and I got the answer 20 minutes later. So then, since then, I'm very careful, because it was nothing obvious from the outside. It was just a small, tiny voice inside of me. And I saddled. I said, the horse looks okay. There's no ears back. There's no resistance to what I'm doing.
No.
But then I got my answer 20 minutes later.
And I'm sure that it is the vibrations from the horse, because you always said if a horse and a human, they are one when they're riding, and they are. You can feel the horse, and the horse can feel you. So that is why we get the gut feeling, I'm sure.
It's like two energies coming together. It's like people. Some people you meet and you say the vibes are good, and you say, okay, I'm happy to talk to you. And others, you meet them and you go, okay, I think I'll turn around now. I think I have something to do at home. The phone is ringing. Anything.
Yeah.
And with horses, it's the same. They probably have the same with the people. They go, with some riding students, they may have a nice feeling. With other riding students, they go,
Yeah.
And we just have to begin to give them a voice like you're doing. I have to pronounce your name right.
Agneta.
Is it like Anita?
Sort of, but it's Agneta. It's not so easy. Agneta, yes.
Agneta, sorry. I'm working on it.
No problem. You can call me Anita also if you want to.
All right. All right.
No, but I have interviewed a couple of people from USA who had started with riding schools where they teach the students to read the horses before they are going to ride. I think that's just the right thing to do. But then I have been talking to other riding schools, and they say, no, we can't do that. People will not pay for coming and reading the horse. And what my thinking is that, first of all, you spare the horse, you teach the students to read the horse, and the horse is resting. You don't have to
Right.
ride before you can read the horse. And I think it's just how you do it from the beginning. If you talk to the parents and you said your student has to go through this before she or he sits on the horse. It's just like to take a driver license. You don't just sit in the car and then drive on the high road. You have to learn it first before you are riding. I think that's a much, much better way, because in a riding school, when you're buying your riding lessons, you come in, and the first day you don't have to know anything about groom the horse or anything. They just put you on a horse. And I have heard also other with the riding schools, they say, yeah, but we have um, lessons about this, but people don't come.
I think I agree with you. I think it's changing.
Mm.
And I also have kids that want to come, and I just tell the parents, just to let you know, a heads up, we won't be riding the first 6 to 8 times
No,
because we're going to spend time on the ground building a language and all that. And like you said, having them begin to understand what is even a horse, they're not people. They're not people on 4 legs either. They're not like the dog at home. They're
no.
completely different beings.
Yes, and it is for the safety of the students as well. It's not to be rude that you say you have to learn this before you sit on the horse. It's just, but I don't know. Yeah, I hope it's changing for the better, but I know that many young
Yeah.
children, that they are a little bit spoiled today. No, Mama, I want to ride. I don't want to listen to that lady there.
Exactly, to that lady in the middle of, yeah.
No.
Mm-hmm.
So it maybe can be difficult. I don't know.
And I think when we talk about reading and understanding horses, we almost have to go back to the essence of what a horse is and go back to the essence. It's like any other living being. It wants to feel safe.
Mm.
And I think once we can understand, it's hard to understand because humans are never that scared. They never have to, unless you're in another country, we have a comfort of always being safe where we live, But if you go down a certain, I think maybe downtown New York or something, or certain parts at 2 o'clock in the morning, you're also a different person. You're also looking around, and every noise is going to mean something. And I think we have to begin to help people understand horses. Just what does it mean to even be a horse in the human world? But because they have the herd when they're without us, their herd gives them safety. And I think it's a huge responsibility to say, okay, I'm taking you out of where you feel safe. And I, as a human, somehow have to be able to provide that safety for you. Otherwise, it's obvious or natural that a horse will want to go back to the herd, or it goes into funny behaviors like fight or flight,
Mm.
And I think we just have to understand the basic horse part. There's obviously, how do I read the horse? I read the eyes, I read the tension and all that. But we have to be able to look at the world from the horse's perspective. And I think that'll help us understand them a lot more and never punish them for being a horse,
No.
for their behavior.
Mm.
That's a big one.
And yeah, and think about that the horse has no choice. You put them in a box and you come with the brush and say, now I'm going to brush you. and,
Yeah,
and if you don't want to, the horse
it doesn't
can
matter.
just roar, oh, you're a bit cranky today. Come on, we're going to brush you.
Yeah,
and they
yeah.
have no speech. So just be aware of what the horse is, how it is to you when you come? Is it coming to you, or is it like that?
And
Yeah.
sometimes, yeah.
No, please.
Well, like you said, when you approach the horse or when you're with a horse, it can be doing whatever, and then and then you say, okay, I'm doing something differently, and I know it's okay, the ears go back, the tail is swishing. You have to be so aware of what you're doing so that you say, okay, what did I do to cause the horse to behave that way? Sometimes even hard to put into words the stuff that you feel. It just happens so quickly. But you really say, okay, wait a minute, I caused that reaction, or something caused that reaction. What was it? And how can I do it differently? How can I present what I'm doing differently? Or if I come to the horse, the ears go back. Don't just keep going.
No.
Duh. Yes, you have a schedule. Yes, you want to ride. Yes, you want to brush the horse. But notice that the horse was fine. You start walking up to it, it may turn away. Take a look at what's going on inside of you too. How are you approaching those? How are you showing up in that moment? Because whatever it is, it's causing some sort of, in a sense, maybe what you would call undesired response. Because you would want it to come to you, but you're getting a different reaction. So you have to become extremely self-aware, I find, around horses.
Yes.
Yeah.
And learning how to read their reactions. I know I was pretty I had been with horses for a long time before I realized all these things that a horse can do. And that is strange, actually, because you can always read another person. When you come in, Marina, and I can see you, oh, you're tired, or you are, yeah, I am happy, and I can read all of you, but we have difficulties with the horses sometimes, and that is a good thing to learn from the beginning. You know, there have been talking a lot about pain face. People didn't know that the horses is in pain when they have this
Yeah.
face. You can see it in the eyes and in the here and
Intention in their
yeah,
face.
all over. But many people cannot see it. They just, oh wow. we yeah.
I think seeing tension is one of the most important things that we should be able to read in a horse. And how, I mean, just something as simple as a head popping up,
Yes.
or is it tightening up? Is it walking differently? Maybe it's the dum easy, and then you realize, okay, there's something out there, it gets stiffer under you and stuff like that.
Ding ding ding.
I mean, then you're walking like on little, how you say, like on eggshells or something like that.
Yes.
But tension is important because it's related to the resistance showing up. And as a prey animal, it's saying, hey, something's not right. My nervous system is being overloaded. Do something, otherwise I will do something. That's why tension is a big one to look out for. You see it in the eyes, you see it in the head coming up, the body tenses up. They start walking differently. They're not as supple anymore. But the tail is swishing back and forth, and you say, okay, no, it's not just a giant fly. Maybe it's something else.
And I hear often that people talk about when they have been in an accident or something like that, that it is coming like that. I wasn't prepared. The horse just did that. Yeah. But if you are listen to the horse, he or she will always warn you
Right.
somehow. You can feel it tension, or yeah, uh, a little nervous, or with the head or tail or something, and then it happens. Often it's just the horse is stopping and the head is higher
Goes a
and they
mile
are
high.
looking, and then you can feel the heart is beating, and then it happened.
all within a split second.
Yes.
It builds up, and then bang, they're gone, or bang, they do something.
Yeah.
And that's why that present moment is so important, that you really cannot afford to be thinking of anything else except what you're doing with the horse at that moment. I had a friend of mine too. She was paying attention to her shopping list, and she didn't know the pressure. I know, I mean, God forbid, but she had a terrible riding accident because of that.
Ooh.
Because you're on your shopping list, the horse is telling you, hey, I don't feel comfortable anymore. Okay, there's nobody there anymore. I better do what I need to do. And then they take off. And if you're not prepared, you're next to the horse.
Yeah. That's
And
right.
it's,
And
you don't want to
often
scare people.
something,
You just want to say the horse is always talking to you.
yeah. And when it happens,
Mm-hmm.
always when you're thrown off, maybe you are stuck in your stirrups, or
Mm-hmm.
you're bumping into the horse, so it will always be a bigger shock for the horse when something happens.
Mm-hmm.
It doing a thing and you are doing your thing, and it's a disaster.
Just remember, it needs to feel safe with you. And if it feels safe with you, then it's totally relaxed, even if you're not riding a horse. But when you're walking a horse, or you're lunging it, and you just see something change, just notice whatever. There's a session, you have to know what happened before what happened. What led to the fact that the horse got really tense all of a sudden? And maybe it's a noise from the outside, then it's fine, you know it's going to pass again. But
Yeah.
what do you also do when a horse gets funny? Do you also hold your breath and hope that it gets better, or can you co-regulate the horse and change your breathing to help it move through this scary situation? What's for the horse scary, but you say, okay, I understand you're scared, but I'm going to help you co-regulate and get you back down and show that your so-called leader is good, like a lead mare.
Yeah.
The others
Uh,
go funny and she stays calm.
and something I often get a question
Mm-hmm.
when people are riding on a hack. They say, "Oh, and when the horse is nervous, should I stay on the back or should I jump off?"
Mm-hmm.
And I always say, if you are nervous as well, if you're feeling this, please jump off the horse,
Yeah.
because you are the leader. So you have to show the horse that it's okay here. We can go together instead of you are leading. So please jump off. It's nothing, because other people say, yeah, I can't jump off because then he will do this often
Next
and he
time,
will
yeah.
win over me, and
Mm-hmm.
the next time I can't deal with it. But it's not like that. It's
Mm-hmm.
that the horse should rely on you and you should be calm in this situation.
Like what you said before, and I think I didn't realize it in the beginning either. Let's say I want to go over a bridge, and horses are not fans of going over bridges. But when you're on the horse and it's something new for the horse is the one with his head out towards the bridge.
Mm.
And if I get off and the horse can follow me, it's like following the lead mare, who's then calm,
Yeah.
because I'm the one out in front with the risk of the danger. And in the natural behavior with the horses, the lead mare, or the lead stallion, if there's a danger out there, he always puts himself out between the danger, perceived danger, and the herd. So by getting off, you're not losing anything, but you're gaining more trust in your horse,
Mm.
because you're allowing him to feel safe to go over in this new situation. And you're building trust, obviously, which is
Mm. But I have also people that say, yeah, but if I get off him, he will just push me.
Oh,
And then I will tell them that then your groundwork is not good enough. Then you have
right.
to begin from the beginning and lead him and move him and do all
Mhm.
these things that you have to do with a horse to gain the trust and show him that you are the leader, and
Mhm.
he should follow you but not go over you.
Preferably not.
Mhm.
Preferably not. Yeah. Do you have any questions, Anita, or how are you feeling, or about what we've been talking about? Would you like to share a story or something?
I fully agree with everything you say. It's just so hard to implement in a riding school, as I said before. But
Mhm.
I think that I have to. I mean, I don't want to give up riding because of that. Because that could be difficult. I mean, too difficult to do as the horses wish every time.
Right.
But but I think that when I think that in the way I do, I maybe be a good rider for my horse. I mean, when I have these thoughts about he or she's um, uh, behavior, if you can may say so, so that I can understand, and okay, you don't want to do this, I can then we can just go straight, and I talk to them. I do the best I can to have a calm when they just show that maybe this is not so funny today to have a lesson. But most of the time, I must say that our horses are very positive when you
Mhm.
come to them. So that is a very good sign, at least. And they lie down in their boxes, and they sleep very good, so that they are not so. I mean, if a prey animal can sleep on their full side in the box when it's
Exactly. Yeah.
Mhm.
it's a very. I think they have a very good place to be in, but of course you could wish that you could have more possibilities to choose your way more what you want to do in a lesson with the horse, because sometimes it's hard to break the pattern that the teacher set up, because you are
Right.
so many in the lesson, and uh, you cannot do a halt every time, and you cannot go straight when otherwise other people or other equipage are doing
Mhm.
walters, etc., etc. So it's you have to find your way. So yes.
But I think the horse even senses that your attitude is different.
Mhm.
That makes, I mean, even though the people are doing what they're doing, and you can't, when the people are going in circles, you have to be careful too. But just the fact that you're open to listening to the horse is something the horse picks up on in a way we can't describe. But it feels already, just because your attitude is different, that it has a voice, that it's being heard. And I think that already will change the relationship you have with any school horse that you're given on that day, because there's an opening. They're not
Yes, I think
going.
I can.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I can feel that when I have had this approach. I mean, it's not so many years ago that I woke up, and when I attended this artistic dressage with Thomas and Shana Ritter. I mean,
Mhm.
they are so profound in what a horse should be,
Mhm.
how a horse should be treated. So they have given me many inputs to think in another way when I ride, so I can give my best version of
Mhm.
myself on the back on the horse. So that,
Exactly.
yeah, so that is my first thought when I come to the stable every time, that we have to have some good time.
Yeah, that's brilliant, because the horses pick up on that. Maybe nobody on the outside can tell why things are different when you're with a horse, but the horse is going to pick up, and that's all that really matters.
Mhm. That's right. And
Mhm.
it's not every riding school horse that has a bad life. They have mostly a very good life, because riding schools care about them, so they are healthy and all these things. But of course, it would be a different horse when a lot of people are riding them. then you have your own horse.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is there any ground we haven't covered or that you would have a question with?
I don't know if we are going to say that it's okay for this time. We have been talking a lot, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, if there's anything more you want us to talk about, it's okay.
No, it's okay for me. Thank you. But it was very interesting and useful to listen to you both.
Okay, and thank you very much for coming. So, yeah, sometimes it's easier when there's a lot of people because you get more questions and you know where you can go to and explain. But today it was Agneta, and we appreciate your questions, very good questions. And we were talking a lot about riding school horses. It's not that often we do that. It's mostly private horses we talking about, so that was a good thing.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Thank you very much for coming. Thank you very much.
And otherwise, we are in the Happy Horse Hub. Once a month, we have been talking about maybe we will do some lives. We are not quite sure about how to do it, but if you are in Happy Horse Hub, please just ask questions and ask us if we want to go live someday, and we can help you in any way.
If you have any question from anything we said during this session, maybe something pops up and you say, okay, never thought about how could I do that with my horse, just drop us on Messenger or just drop us a line, because we're really there to make it work and to help you work out the best possible situation with your horse.
Yeah, so thanks a lot for today, and we will be back in a month, and we will have another thing to talk about, I'm sure.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah, bye.
Thank you very much for coming today, Agneta and Marina, and see you later.
See you later. Take care, guys. Have a good evening.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.